Okay,
See my
ready.
Woohoo! We are live again from Iconik Co-working Space. This is our episode 6. Sorry, all these people pointing different cameras. Very canggih lah. This team got multiple cameras. So okay. Yes. Hi. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Iconik and Friends. This is our episode 6 of Iconik and Friends. It's actually our finale episode. And my name is Sharon Tan. I'm from Iconik Co-working Space, the Chief Everything Officer here. Iconik Co-working Space is basically a boutique style co-working space where we specializes in private offices, meeting rooms, hot desks, and event space. I know event space are basically coming back, and any one of you who are organizing networking event, Christmas party, training events and things like that, just give me a shout and I can show you around with our event space. Iconik and Friends, this is our episode 6, and this is actually a mini series that we have produced jointly with Choobub Creatives, where we basically shoot this program from live from Iconik. The objective is to show everybody the different parts of Iconik, and today we are actually at the chill area of our space, where this is basically an open space where our tenants can just come here and chill, read a book. It basically have bean bags and things like that. Apart from this, our objective is also to showcase our tenants, our friends, to help them to showcase their stories, their services, their products, and things like that. So 6 series, and we are basically on the 6th series today, right? And I have 2 guests here tonight, and one is already making kacau already, right? So you know who he is. Now, before I introduce the 2 guests, tonight's guests are actually 2 doctors, right? And before I introduce them, I would like to basically take a bit of time here to talk a bit about the month of October. Basically, is the Pink October month, and is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Hence, my T-shirt, which is the pink ribbon T-shirt. So I think it's very important that we all remind ourselves that breast cancer, if it is detected early detection can save lives. So ladies out there, please remember to go and do your breast check, do your mammogram and things like that. And incidentally, it is also the Green Ribbon Month. Okay, Dato Alia actually reminded me that don't forget the Green Ribbon, which is actually about is the month of mental health. So let's all take care of our mental health, take care of other people, support everybody else. Now, let's introduce my 2 guests tonight, my 2 dates tonight, 2 doctors. From the very different perspective, there's 2 doctors. One is actually Dr. Lung, who is the founder of co-founder of Regal Ambulance and Medicare, Sindra Berhad. And then another is actually Dr. Eric, who is the LinkedIn celebrity. He doesn't need any introduction. So I'll leave it to him to introduce himself. Everybody knows about him. And yeah, so let's start off with Dr. Lung first. Okay, so Dr. Lung, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on this show. I know you're super busy. You've just started your Seramban operations. Congratulations. And yeah, maybe you can share with everybody who you are and.
Okay, thank you, Sharon, for inviting.
My pleasure.
For having me on this show. I'm Dr. Lung. I am the co-founder of Regal Ambulance Service. So, as per our name, we provide ambulance service, a very straightforward, conventional, traditional medical service. We provide ambulance service for emergency transfer, non-emergency transfer, event medical standby. So basically, we transfer a patient from one point to another. So basically, this is what we do.
Okay, thank you. So that's Dr. Long, who is specializing in primary healthcare. I can say that, right? Emergency medical services. And then, of course, we have Dr. Eric, who prefers to be known as Eric, right? And he is the man behind Choobub Creatives. So all this while, right, during our show, he's the guy who is behind the camera, right? So this time round, I'm not going to allow him to hide behind the camera. So I'm putting him up front. So over to you to introduce yourself. Actually, you don't need to introduce yourself, but kasi Chana, go ahead.
Hey guys, Eric here. For those coming up from the other side of the world, thank you very much for coming and supporting us. So yeah, the team is asking me to speak louder because I'm not used to speaking in such an environment. Like you got the mic in front of my face, lah. So my name's Eric, and I'm a doctor who doesn't want to be a doctor and backside Ichigo and something else. And now I run a creative agency with all these kakis behind the scene, right? But I still practice medicine on and off because I just want to keep the skills intact. But I'm not as hardworking as Dr. Long because he runs the ambulance. I just, do hanky-panky stuff behind the scene and ask the team to work. I just chill only. Okay? This is lazy one. Okay? Pretty much that's it. But thank you for coming to the show.
Okay, I'm just picking out keywords here, okay? Buntut, gatal, hanky-panky. Eric, are you really a doctor?
I mean, I hate to admit it, but I am a doctor, okay? But I don't think after watching the show you want to come and see me anymore, But if you think that you want to double check and make sure that I'm properly licensed by the government, right? By at least by KKM, you can go to the government doctors portal, okay, or the MMC portal. You can put my name there, and my name will pop up, So it's there, for a good reason, okay. But yeah, Sharon, just to answer your question, legally I am.
Okay. Phew, safe. Okay, you can see a very different style from these two gentlemen, two doctors here. They're both doctors, but have taken part in different perspective, right? Dr. Lung, what made you start this Regal Ambulance Services? Because I believe you used to work with the hospital, right? You were in the emergency department in the hospital. You were handling a lot of in the anesthesia department, right? So why did you come out and start the Regal Ambulance Services?
Well, partly because I constantly feel like we need a good healthcare system and also a good private healthcare system in this country. In the government sector, we always see that there are a lot of overloads of patients. There are a lot of constraints in the resources. So partly the reason why I started Regal Ambulance is to see whether we can have a sustainable healthcare. So whether we can create a sustainable medical service here. So I guess this is why.
Okay, and how long have you established Regal Ambulance?
Regal Ambulance has been here since 2017, so I guess it's a little bit more than 5 years now.
Right. Okay, and are you happy with the progress now?
Currently,
you took the step to leave a job in the hospital and come out and become an entrepreneur in that sense and run your own ambulance company. I believe it's not easy, right? So are you happy with the progress?
Surprisingly, yes.
Okay.
Because working as a doctor, we used to work in a big organization in a hospital, right? So we have a paid salary. So we are leaving a comfort zone to start a company when I do so. So initially, I feel insecure and sometimes, frustrated with the progress initially. But apparently, things work out quite well. And then now, actually, yes, quite happy with the progress.
Good. Okay. Two things. One thing in common for both the doctors, they basically left a comfortable job and jump into a profession that for Dr. Long, he chose to go into primary healthcare. which is medical related, all right? But for Dr. Eric, I don't know what bontot gatau. He jumped from a medical medicine into creative, right? So can you tell us a little bit about what is Choobub Creatives? Nothing to do with medicine.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, it has a little bit to do with medicine, but Choobub Creatives in the sense that it started off by me early on wanted to do something that I enjoy doing. I like kind of arts and designs, right? But knowing that we come from Asian family, right, it's always either you be a doctor lah, be an engineer lah, be a lawyer lah. Some more being the eldest child, right? It's kind of you got to carry that responsibility or to just shoulder that lah. So yes, doctor, I've never regretted it. I enjoyed every moment of it, and I'm also very thankful that my parents actually, provided me the chance to go and study medicine. But I also wanted to do something that I enjoy doing. So that came this Choobub Creatives, which I started doing web designing. So that was a few years back. Until only during COVID, I started to really form the company.
All right.
That itself, everything blew up. I started being on LinkedIn. I started writing a lot of things, managed to get everybody on board. That's where we are now at the moment.
Right. Okay. So you've always been more accustomed to the creative side, right? Okay. As doctors in the hospital or doctors practicing medicine, is creativity important?
I guess yes.
Yeah.
Like how?
Try to
Instead
escape
of
your
doing
bosses.
this.
Right.
Okay. To escape. Okay, that's very creative. All right.
Well, because the current situation I'm with an ambulance service, so we always face unknown situation. So
Right.
we always face unknown situation with a limited medical resources. We are not in the hospital. We are remotely located. So creativity comes very important at this point of time.
Okay, so creativity helps you to find solution. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I can accept that. Doctors.
Right.
Thank you. Okay, let's say hello to some people. Chris Chuang, like I said, Chris is always the first row. He always get the first row of the seat, right? Yes. Thank you, Chris. Hi. Okay. When it says LinkedIn user from Munich, Germany, so it can be anybody, right?
But I know who is he.
Okay. You know who is he? Right. Okay.
Said.
Oh, maybe.
I think so.
Poha, thank you, Poha. Poha is a great supporter. Michael is our tenant here, and he was one of the people that came on the show. Michael say hi, Dr. Long, Dr. Eric, and you've met Michael, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and this one you have to say hi.
Oh, hello, hi.
Actually, he said hi to the wife. Hi, Ian. Nice to have you on the show. Thank you. Andito. Hi, Andy.
Hello.
How was badminton? Trisha. Hi, Trisha. John. Nice to see you, John. Suilin. You know Suilin, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Suilin. Welcome here also.
Long Kang Hin.
It's my dad.
Oh!
My dad came and support me.
Hello, Uncle.
Come here.
Hello,
Thank you.
Uncle. Now I have to change all my questions.
Please erase all the buntut and the nakal.
And there's one thing common about three of us here. I'm not going to tell you what is it, right? Maybe audience, you can just guess. There's one common element between Eric, Long, and myself. Probably Eric also kind of wondering what am I talking about. End of the show, I will tell you what is it. This one, Wilbur. Wilbur say hello, hi.
Hello, Wilbur.
Hey, Joanna. Hello from Sarawak, right? You're in Sarawak now.
Wow.
Who else?
Oh, banyak hi today.
Banyak loh.
Tengok.
Guys, tu dah
Please
start dah.
encourage Sharon to do a second season, okay?
Today, may I remind you, is season finale.
For season 1.
Said, hello. Evelyn say hello. Sharon, hi, doctor. Michael said, today will be very interesting interview and sharing. I wonder what is he talking about.
A question for us, I think.
Yeah, maybe lah. Okay, send your question, Michael. Hi, Z. From Australia, Melbourne. Okay, so we're gonna say hi to the rest of the people later. Hang on, people. Let me go back to the question. Okay, now Uncle Long is on the show, so I have to see which question I should choose.
Don't worry, you can just shoot.
Okay, so the name Choobub Creatives, right? When I met you, I look at Choobub. I actually went and Google and trying to find out what Choobub means. I thought it was a word that I never knew, right? So what's Choobub? Cuba ke? Nak cuba, tak cuba?
Okay,
Cucu training.
Well, I get these questions a lot. At least what is Choobub? What does Choobub mean? Technically, it doesn't mean anything because it was a word that my daughter created when she was very small. She doesn't know how to say any words yet, but there was one of her babble words that came out from her mouth. It's something that she picked up, like an object. I can't remember what was the object, but she decided to name it Choobub.
Oh, okay.
So, because I wanted to remember her first word, okay, Doctor Ma. Although I got a son also, but no, Doctor Ma.
He's scared the son later on come and watch this show.
But yeah, she uttered the word, so I thought it was rather creative of her to name it because she doesn't know the name. But in order to remember the name, and I named the company Choobub, and because of the creativity involved, so it became Choobub Creatives. So that's how the name came about. But that's the origin of the story. So Choobub actually doesn't mean anything by itself per se. The word has no meaning, but it's just a babble word by my daughter so that I can remember her. At least until today, that's her first word she mentioned.
Oh, okay. That's I think that's very meaningful. It's really meaningful. Okay, and talking about names, Dr. Long, how did you come up with Regal Ambulance?
When we started the service, we always imagined that we want to be capable of providing quality service. So quality service that is able to serve royalty, So hence we come up with the name Regal Ambulance.
Okay. So it's Regal Ambulance and Medicare, right? So it's not just ambulance, you provide medical services as well, right? So apart from just providing ambulance services, what other services do you provide under the Regal Ambulance?
So we provide training services as well. Because we perform this very often, what I mean is life-saving procedures like CPR. So that's the reason that we think, actually we can teach the skills to the public, right? So we actually package it, and then we provide these kind of services to corporates, to companies, to public.
Okay, so apart from just doing emergency services, you are actually doing training services.
Yeah,
so
correct.
What kind of training would a corporate need from an ambulance company?
Well, normally our training is more related to healthcare. To be more exact, more related to first aid. So basic first aid training, maybe hearing, all those maybe more occupational health related, or life-saving procedures related
like
kind of training.
CPR training and things like that. Right?
Yeah.
I always think that companies should train all their employees with CPR and basic first aid.
Yeah, because
so, doctors? Yes, no?
I think should. Diplomatic answer is should.
Okay.
Because it's a life-saving maneuver. But when it comes to CPR also, of course, you must know the right technique as well. So properly. I mean, if you don't know, it's still advisable to perform a CPR because it can save lives, but it's better to know something at least technical aspects of it, so we don't have to break somebody's bones in the process. Sometimes broken ribs can happen, or we go and accidentally go and blow air into somebody's mouth. That kind of thing.
That one not broke.
No lah,
blowing lah, right?
I'm not kissing lah. But if we need to be aware that when there's mouth-to-mouth contact, right, then there's certain transmissions, diseases, some we may not know, those kind of stuff. So we need to be aware of the situation so that we do what's right at the moment lah. So knowing CPR is good, but it's better that we all go through a proper training so that we understand the risk factors involved and how to do the technique correctly as well.
I mean, apart from doing CPR, it's like during emergency, who do you call, right? I mean, here.
Dr. Long?
Yeah, actually, who do you call during emergency? How do you call an ambulance?
Well, in government, in Malaysia, usually we call ambulance by the number 999. And also, because we are private, we have different kind of numbers. So we'll provide our numbers to our clients or those people, so they will call us directly.
Okay, so any public can call you directly, and you'll be able to dispatch your ambulance.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and your service is basically within Klang Valley, or?
Well, currently we are in Klang Valley and also Negeri Sembilan.
Okay.
These two states.
Okay, and what number would people call?
For us, right, you can call one.
Take down the number, people, because it's important to have at least. I mean, I think it's important to have some ambulance service number in your phone. It may not be Regal, but since Regal is on the show today, let Dr. Loong share his number, but you can go and search for other numbers as well, definitely.
So our hotline is 1300-800-911, or we usually tell our clients 1-300-800-911.
Okay.
So that is our hotline. So we are 24 hours in service, 7 days, 365 days per year. So anybody can call anytime.
Okay, and that's an emergency number to call for ambulance during emergency. Okay, don't try to call that number asking for for a coffee with Dr. Loong. By the way, his wife is on the show tonight. Okay. Now, Eric, you went into the creative world, right? Isn't this world very crowded?
Well, the city is very big. Yes, there's a lot of fishes around. It's also crowded, but then again, we just got to make a lot of noise for people to find us. That's why, as crowded as it may come, or it may be, there's still a lot of fishes to be caught. I'm not saying that everybody is soy, okay? Not water fish, okay? But just okay? Don't take word for word. But what I'm saying is that the market is huge. And being the creative industry and in the marketing industry, you can actually use it in you can use across all other different industries. Right? Being a doctor myself, right, I managed to tap into the healthcare side. So I've been doing a lot of healthcare businesses with other different doctors because I kind of understand their lingo, how they speak, what they want, what they have in mind. So it becomes kind of like also a little bit of our niche as well. We do a lot of healthcare content. We write for a lot of doctors as well. That becomes our small little niche there, while we also go and explore other industries because again, I don't know about other doctors but I feel like very cut up about tempurung. That means that if I'm in medicine, usually I don't really go and mix with other people.
Because doctors very atas right?
Dr. Loong don't so atas can.
Actually, I feel like doctors is very concentrated at their work actually.
Yeah.
So that's why they are not so exposed.
Yeah. So we are very, very into our work, and when we are so into our work, we don't really mingle with others. We don't talk to other industries as well. So we talk about medicine, patient, medication. That's pretty much we talk about. Go back home, even if our wives are doctors, then we talk about cases, patients. No life one. Oops.
Okay, go on.
I'm taking myself, okay? okay, I got life lah, but for other doctors got life, but for me no life. So I wanted to go and see other parts of the industry. So this kind of allowed me to go and move into other areas as well, understand different industries, how they work, the jargons people use. Last time I'm like, wow, what they talk about? Like why the term so yeah one? Why is so interesting? Now you can understand it.
Okay.
Don't know what last time what OPEX lah, CAPEX lah, you know, all this kind of stuff, jargons lah, and now okay lah, a bit I feel. So in that sense, that's why although it's crowded, but I think it's a good opportunity to learn a lot of things. That's why I try.
Yeah, I guess your advantage would be the fact that you are a doctor, and the healthcare industry is definitely growing, right? And I think that is you basically found your niche, and I'm sure there's a lot of healthcare industry people that would want to use your service, right? So what are the services that Choobub Creatives provide, apart from sitting here talking to me and setting up this whole live event? What else can somebody call you for? I know everybody calls him to go out for coffee.
Yeah. You can call me up for coffee. It's very hard to explain what I actually do just by one-liner, but you can take it as a role. Like, again, I'm going to use the doctor as a reference. If we are sick, we usually go to the doctor to tell the problem, and the doctor will actually listen to the problem and try to diagnose the issue. Same goes for us. We do a lot of things, okay, in terms of marketing, graphics, websites, copywriting, video, everything under the sun also we do. But that doesn't mean everybody needs it. So majority of the time, my role is to go out and yum cha with people, go and lim coffee. So when I go and drink coffee, people will share their problems. Why like this, why like that.
As in medical problems?
Everything. Medical problem also I can talk because technically I'm licensed lah. Okay, so if medical problem, I'll give some medical advice lah. If business related marketing issues, they start no reach, no audience, don't know how to tap into this area, then we try to provide the solutions lah. So we kind of tailor-made and custom-made mainly from the marketing side point of view, and try to fit into, or at least solve the problem lah in that sense.
Okay, and you've been quite popular in the LinkedIn world, right? And I guess it's a place where, can I say that it's a place that you basically have got a lot of your clients from?
Majority of the clients, no. Funny thing is, the clients are not the ones directly with, I know a lot of LinkedIn members, okay, but the business don't come from them. The business comes from they referring different people to us. Meaning that they see us on LinkedIn, we know they understand and found us, right? They'll refer to their friend, to your friend, and they will go through one big circle and come and find us from another direction. So in some ways, LinkedIn has been very fruitful for us because we've been always on that platform. Everybody writes on LinkedIn, at least for my team. So we kind of get all these leads coming in, so we can slowly filter. This one don't want to do lah. This one mafan don't do lah. So we get a little bit picky as well. So my team also say, why are you saying all these kind of things, your life, But yeah, sometimes we just got to be a little bit picky who we want to work with.
I can see their faces behind
their
the camera.
They're like cringing
already.
They always ask me, don't LCLY lah, but we just got to work with people who we enjoy working with. I think it's important, having the right frequency also, that kind of stuff, right? So it's important, work is work, but must be happy while we do the work as well. So I think that's also utterly important. But LinkedIn has been a very fruitful place for us.
Okay, good. And that's how I met Eric as well. It's also through LinkedIn. Yeah. And talking about having a lot of fishes in the ocean and things like that, is it the same situation in the ambulance services? Is it very competitive, the ambulance services in Malaysia, private ambulance services?
Actually, we have quite a number of private ambulance services in Malaysia. Surprisingly, before I came to the industry, I don't know about this. But I feel the same way like what Dr. Eric said. actually there are still a lot of gaps to be filled in, and the area is actually wide. So I feel like healthcare is actually a sunrise industry. There's still a lot of different gaps to be addressed.
Okay, so there's still a big market for an expansion of ambulance services. And I also understand that you have a bit of a niche in terms of your ambulance services. You also handle sorry, somebody is behind there doing this, and this actually means half time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, today is my last show. I can do anything. So you have a bit of a niche compared to I think some of the private ambulance company here. You do air ambulances,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, okay. Overall, Malaysians are not so exposed to air ambulance. Air ambulance basically.
What is air ambulance?
Air ambulance means that we transfer patient via air, and usually the way we do that is not so easy. We need usually a private jet. We need to customize the private jet in the way that we can fit in the patient. And usually the patient that needs to be transferred via air from a country to a different country is actually quite in a severe stage.
Right? Yeah.
So in other words, your customization needs to include a lot of different medical equipments on board. So that is a little bit of work to do.
Okay.
So it is quite a complex process before you handle the patient. You need to make sure that whether they are fit to fly on board, and you need to have the correct services. You need to have the correct manpower. The medical personnel is expert enough to handle this situation. And you also need to handle all those protocols by different governments, different bureaucracies.
A lot of red tapes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
you do have a specialized team, specialized equipment to basically transfer patient, because it's not like, just picking up somebody and dump them into the plane, buy ticket, go and transfer them back, because there's a lot of protocol to it. So what I'm trying to drive at is actually Regal Ambulance also provides ground ambulances as well as air ambulances as well, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, I've got this funny comment here. Okay, I need to put on my reading glasses, because there's this comment here that said, "Wow, sit with doctor, no need to use reading glasses today, is it?" That's my sister lah, Clancy. Yes, I just saw this funny bone one. Is Dr. Eric an orthopedic doctor? Seems like he has a funny bone. This is from Justin Dominic. Thank you. That's a funny one, Justin.
Good one.
That's a good one. Yes, that's a good one. Hi, Selena. We were all waiting for you here. And Selena said, nice set. And good evening, doctors. Yes, tonight is actually quite a nice set. I think the color is very nice, all right? Thanks to the team from Choobub, Felix, Fish, and Tris who did this. Okay, I'm not going to name Eric because he's here. He's not even there. And Yatong, hello Yatong. Okay, Siva has got this long comment here. Eric, doctors are generally high C or high compliance type of personality. Okay, you know Siva, right? He's basically the expert in all this profiling, right? Tama, okay, get ready. Basically follow rules and regulation lah. We don't expect doctors to do creative stitches ma, but you are. I'm actually reading exactly what he wrote. But you are. How come you can do creative work, i.e. a low compliance personality role? Answer that. Over to you. Thank you, Siva.
So hard to answer. Siva, what like that?
Yes,
I mean,
go on,
to to answer this, right, I'm actually pretty OCD also if you ask my team. In terms of, I mean, doctors generally, we follow by the rules. We make sure that we don't get I wanted to say the word S really like can filter it out already. Beep. No, pretty much we got to keep our backsides covered lah. We don't get burned, right? Otherwise, the lesson also kena gantung. So that's why we need to be very careful in how we do things. And I think Dr. Long will agree with me as well. We just need to be safe. But in terms of that also, I brought that character over from the medicine side into the creative world. Although as chillax as I am, I think my team also very tahan me lah, because I can be quite anal in terms of the final details behind the scene. So sometimes they just vomit blood behind the scene, but they don't show lah. But inside there, they just want to punch me and just hammer me. And I say fish. So I don't know whether I'm low compliance or not, but I technically brought over some things from the medical side and went over to the creative side, and it stayed with me. The way how I communicate, the way how I see things, the way how I talk to people, all comes together alongside me. So nothing has been left. Still the same old me, just in a different segment altogether only. Yeah.
Nice question, Siva.
So difficult.
Got him on the fix. Guys, I did this for you. Put him here, right?
I thought you would say like, I don't care.
Diplomatic answer.
Tyler Chin, hello. Okay, Tyler has a question. Quick question, doctor. Usually, which kind of patient might look for an ambulance? How would they go about booking one? Booking? Put money on?
Right. So you need to approach the correct team. So the team that is able to handle this kind of ambulance request. And
Dr. Long.
Yeah, usually the people that need ambulance service is maybe certain treatments that you want is not available at the region that you are at. So you need to travel from one region to another region, and you can't travel through a normal airline because you have this kind of medical issue. So normally these kind of people would need the service.
Yeah, I can add a bit on that, Tyler. I spent 30 years in the ambulance business. What Dr. Long said is usually very severe patients, which if they are in a place that doesn't have the right medical facility for them, usually they would qualify to be transferred to the next nearest medical facility. And a lot of time, severe patients like this, you can't just transfer them like that. You need to fly them. So hence, they would require a specialized team in an ambulance. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. So as in terms of booking, yes, because ambulance services is very expensive service. You know, you're not talking about a few $100s kind of transfer on a ground ambulance. We're talking about a minimum of 30,000 US dollars kind of thing. So pay money law, okay?
Credit card also cannot lepas.
Yeah, I've had people coming to basically use a few credit cards. The family member basically come with 2 or 3 credit cards to basically book an
card only
ambulance.
limit 10K only. How?
Sorry, lor.
Sorry, can I go for how? Dr. Long?
Use 5.
Use 5. I only got 1.
That's why insurance is very important.
Yeah,
Yes, you have to buy an
insurance,
insurance that has got the coverage. Now it's very common, you know, coverage of what they call medical assistance or medical transfer.
Right.
So usually insurance company will have this type of coverage.
Okay.
Lazwardi, say hello, hi.
Hi, boss.
He's your boss, huh?
Aikido boss.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Don't throw me, okay?
Bob Low, hi Bob.
Popcorn.
Okay, Bob Low had earlier sent me a question. He said, go ask your doctors tonight whether they believe in TCM or not. Traditional Chinese medicine.
Well, TCM actually is approved by the ministry, and we even have actually a department for that. it is actually official and legal.
Okay.
Yeah.
In
It's
the
not,
hospital?
yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of hospitals now actually have the TCM
yeah.
division.
It's not a matter
yeah.
of belief or not already now. It is official.
So diplomatic.
Okay, what's the non-diplomatic answer?
I don't know whether I should say this, but then again, I'm medically trained, right? So when it comes to TCM and all, yes, I would not stop patients from going for TCM because it has helped different patients as well. But I can't foresee me myself. If the patient asks me to recommend, and then I wouldn't recommend unless the patient wants it, lah. I wouldn't say that, okay, you don't come and see me, okay? You go and see that Chinese medicine sensei doctor, because it kind of, there's a bit of conflict there. Although I know a lot of hospitals, they have TCM, they have Chinese medicine, you know, all this all combined together.
Yep.
But when you are in your role, then somehow some of the elements there doesn't seem to jive well with one another.
Okay.
Got hot lah, got cold lah. Cannot comprehend lah. Medicine don't have hot cold one ma. So I cannot explain it to the patient as
It's
well.
heaty.
Yeah, heaty, coldness.
Okay.
Eat watermelon so you feel better. So these kind of things, if you're diabetic, you ask me go tell the patient go and eat watermelon, then doesn't make sense. You know? So it's something that along the process there doesn't make sense. But of course, I won't stop patients to go and get TCM because ultimately, as long as it makes them feel better, physically or even mentally,
Yes,
okay,
that helps.
That helps by all means.
True.
But if it comes to, if you come and see me, if I'm going to treat you there, then strictly by the book.
Right. Bob, you happy with the answer?
For the TCM fellas.
Darren, hi Darren. Thanks for coming in. Who else is here? Alan Chan, hi.
Still high. The session is going to be very long. All start coming.
Yeah, I know.
Today finale, right? 6 hours long, right?
Yes, today finale. All the way. Tong Siu. Okay, Jolene. Now you read lah. Jolene, you're fancy.
Oh, okay. I think there's no question. So thank you, Jolene.
What did she say?
Keep up the good work. Yeah. Michael, air ambulance expensive because doctor and nurses need to be in the flight as well.
True.
Yeah, doctor and nurses is needed to be on the flight, of course, and we need the doctor that is experienced to handle all those severe and also severe conditions, as well as the nurses. Just for your information, in let's say European countries or American countries where they have this so-called advanced machine, right? Additional technicians might need to be on board as well, like perfusionists or those kind of things. So it's not only doctors and nurses, but the other allied medical professionals.
It's like having a ICU
On
in
board.
the air, right?
Right.
Yep. ICU here is already very expensive. Talking about cost pricing, how much does it cost for people to use a private ambulance service?
If we are talking about a ground ambulance service, it will cost a few hundred ringgit, right? So normally in Malaysia, it's not so expensive.
And the pricing is quite standard, right? In terms of the costing. And do you do also what do you call that? Outstation transfer?
Yeah, we do transfer patient to from one state to another state, and you can't believe that the longest transfer we have is actually from Bangkok all the way to Singapore.
Oh.
Yeah, actually that is for a patient to save costs. Yeah, because this patient wanted to go back, but
he's Singaporean, so he needs to go back to Singapore. Okay.
Yeah, but at the same time, he cannot afford to pay the ambulance fee. So that's why we do this specially for him, and we have used our partners in Thailand. So Thailand medical team will accompany the patient all the way from Bangkok to the border of Malaysia, and we will take over from there.
Oh, okay. So your ambulance basically takes over from the border in
from the border in
Kayu-
Hat Yai, Kayu Hitam,
Okay.
and all the way to Singapore.
Into Singapore as well.
Into
Your
Singapore
ambulance
as
can
well.
enter Singapore?
Well, previously we can enter Singapore, but recently there's a change in the regulation. So a few months ago, Malaysian service provider is not allowed to enter Singapore anymore.
Oh, okay. So then you have to do a transfer at the border.
At the border with our Singaporean team, then the Singaporean team will proceed to go to Singapore hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So that ambulance transfer can also cost quite a bit, right?
Yeah, the ambulance also can also cost a bit, but it's still relatively cheaper than air ambulance.
Compared to air. lah.
Compared to air.
But how many hours does the patient need to be on board?
Well, it's basically more than 1 day for that patient that we talk about.
Wow. And you have to change your crew then?
Of course, because crew can get tired, right? We don't
Right.
want any unwanted incidents to happen, like accidents.
Okay.
So we need to change our crew.
Right. Okay, interesting. Talking about Singapore, Eric, you were in Singapore a couple of years, right? How was life there, and why did you come back? Most people wouldn't want to come back, right?
Wow, any sensitive question ni?
I saw you, picture of you buying durian on the Segway.
Segway, yeah. Well, yeah, I rode on my Segway to buy chili crab and go back and eat and stuff like that. So that was fun while it lasted. But yes, I was in Singapore. I was practicing medicine there for about 5 years or so. Then I decided to come back because the kids are growing up. And yeah, because the thing is that my family has 4 kids. Parents are not getting any younger as well, and I'm the oldest, and the nest is kind of empty for quite a while already because my brothers are all over the country as well. Decided that kids growing up, grandchildren, probably just bring them back and spend time with grandparents. Otherwise, you're not going to see the chance and see them growing up as well. So that's the reason why I came back. And the other reason is also I was a little bit tired from because Singapore's clinic are actually super busy. So every day you can spend seeing about 80 patients a day, 60 to 80 patients a day. Sometimes maximum I saw was 100 that my boss had to stop me because she said that I was seeing at a very hazardous level. So 100 patients a day, if you divide the number of hours that you work at, so technically it's maybe a few minutes.
For a country with such a small population, that's very high.
Very high patient load. My clinic was seeing about 1,300 patients a day. 1,300 a day.
And what do they come in for?
They come in all sorts of things. You have some with wanting to have MCs, then you have the national service guys who...
Those coming to get MC, were they Malaysians?
Malaysians are... Not many actually.
Okay.
Malaysians not many, but the ones that comes are because the corporate side in Singapore always require an MC from the government side. So even if they are sick, they cannot go to their private panel clinics, so they have to come to the government clinic to get a certified copy that is from the government to say that they are sick from work. So that's one. Then you have a lot of chronic conditions. Patients with high cholesterol, diabetes, end-stage renal failure, liver failure, and all these things, right? These are never-ending journey for the clinics. There are always be booked full appointments for the whole year. So the patient load is always constantly very high. So that's why it was tiring.
And most of the cases that come in are what kind of condition?
They segregate into 3 main categories. You have the URTI section, or actually 4. URTI section, meaning that all cough, flu, runny nose, one big giant cluster there. You need about 6 to 7 doctors there to park there only.
Wow.
Just to see cough and flu. Then you have the acute section, whereby people sprain ankle lah, ham dou tau lah, or cuts lah, injuries lah, joint aches lah, back aches lah. Those acute conditions, you dump another 6-7 doctors there, to see those. Then you have the chronic ones, all these uncle, or wheelchair, walking stick, those diabetes lah, high blood pressure lah, cholesterol lah, thyroid conditions lah, everything, another section, cluster. They will have another 6 to 7 doctors parked there. And ultimately, there's one more group when we are not forgetting is the babies group. So these babies
Right.
come for assessment. So jaundice lah, cannot feed lah, not growing lah. Even every few months, we got to assess them at the first month, third month, 6 months, 12 months, whether they can walk, roll, lift up their head, and start eating. This one also got to assess. Also, you
Okay.
have doctors there as well. So add on together quite a huge group of doctors in just one clinic. But the load is very heavy. That's why
So for 5 years you've been doing this as well.
higher level.
Okay. So after you came back, you went to teach, right? Okay.
So life was a lot better when I was teaching.
So now life is the best.
My life is the best.
Yes.
So
Just
because
measure roads only.
Leong Tei Leong Tei.
This means Ultraman. That's the time check. Okay, there's a question for Dr. Long. Dr. Long, do you guys collect payment up front before dispatching the ambulance, or do you collect payment upfront before dispatching the ambulance?
Right. Currently, we do not. We provide the service, and after that, we collect the payment. But we might change the way we do things because it caused a little hassle for us just to collect it after the service, and from the back end, the supporting crew have to follow up a lot with different patients, different families, and they are also in a stressful situation. So we might actually change the way we do things.
Okay. Yeah, because in a situation of emergency, sometimes it's kind of difficult to talk about money, right? I mean, I'm sure, Eric, you've come across this kind of situation as well.
So money first.
So money first. Oh, okay. No money, no treatment, right? No money, no cure. Right.
No, not to be. I think money collection is actually quite. I mean, for those who are already running in the business, right? I'm sure collecting money is not a very easy thing to do, especially when it comes to doctors. Collecting money isn't a very difficult task to do because we are supposed to help people, Why talk money, leh? But at the end of the day, doctors also need to eat, need to feed the family, got kids, So, but for us to go and feels like 你醫生嚟嘅喎，你唔係幫人嘅咩？ Why so 可憐 one? So it's like, there's a bit of contradiction there. It makes us feel very difficult for us to collect the money. That's why I think I understand what Dr. Long has to say, meaning that to make life easy for everyone, eventually you also need to pay, right? Pay first law.
Yeah.
Then we don't fund you, you don't fund us. Nobody will fund everybody, not everybody happy.
Right. So hence you actually move from that industry to this creative industry, right? So pay money first before you ask him to do the website. So he will do cantik. And I was like, okay, very nice, very nice. Okay, you haven't paid money, so I cannot load it. Because it's not life and death, right? So it's actually a bit different as well.
It's a bit different.
Yeah. Okay. Dr. Long, where were you educated?
I was in Moscow for 7 years.
Oh, okay. Don't challenge him on vodka.
Right.
Yeah. You
Never deny.
Yes. 7 years. Wow. Yeah. Okay. You enjoy your time there in Moscow? Super cold, right?
Yeah. It was a change of culture. There are a lot of things to be learned in a different foreign place. So yeah.
And did you get to travel around the region from when you were there?
Yeah, luckily during those days we don't have a war coming up, and we have a lot of cheap flight tickets from all those budget airlines. So yeah, I got to travel a lot at the region.
Okay. Interesting question here, Justin Dominic. Dr. Long, has anyone asked to borrow an ambulance to get somewhere faster to avoid traffic jam? Wow, this guy is creative, man.
So far we haven't encountered that.
But I understand it's illegal, right? To transfer non-patient inside a ambulance?
It's not ethical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not ethical, but not illegal, right?
He's trying to do it. See, the
That's very
creative,
important.
the creative
Not
doctor.
ethical, but not illegal.
Yes.
Ah.
Before the show, a lot of people send me messages and ask me, what is a creative doctor? So this is a creative doctor. So not ethical, but not illegal. So trying to think ways
Think outside the box.
creatively.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a creative doctor. So, do you speak Russian?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Living in Russia for 7 years, you have to speak Russian to survive.
The cow like, oh, sorry. Sorry, Ian. Okay. I guess it's to be in that for 7 years is part of the curriculum that you have to learn the local language, right? Okay. Yeah. I just have to do it. Can you say I love you, Iconik, in Russian?
Я люблю Iconik. I love Iconik.
Я люблю.
Yes.
Okay. Can somebody verify this? And then what he's saying is real or not?
How to say Eric is very sexy today?
Eric is very sexy today.
You see, Eric is very sexy.
Dr. Eric Krasiva.
Rasiva. Okay, Rasiva.
Now, his new term, right? He has recently elevated himself to call himself the Lord.
Okay.
And then in the Choobub dynasty, you don't know how suddenly Choobub became dynasty. So he just create all these things. So again, the answer to what is a creative doctor, that's Dr. Eric for you, the creative doctor. So now he learned this. What sexy word? What's sexy again?
Actually, Krasiva is beautiful.
I want sexy.
No, it's not
want sexy.
beautiful. Wrong
I'm not
word.
It's wrong word.
Sexy.
Sexy. That one I have to learn again.
Okay, Grasiva is beautiful. Okay. So how do you say thank you?
Spasiba.
Spasiba.
Yeah.
Okay, spasiba. Okay. I only know niet.
Oh, Niet is no.
Okay, that was an interesting chat with the doctors. Okay, I asked somebody to verify that when Dr. Lung said I love Iconik, whether it's correct or not. So somebody actually called Putin and says Dr. Lung is right, and it was actually Andy To who says that he called Putin and Putin said you're right. Cool. Do we have any more time for this question? Trisha wanted to know, Dr. Lung, do you have the most unforgettable moment during an ambulance service? I'm sure there's a lot.
There are a lot actually. There are a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
Because you got to see people maybe at first before they see other doctors, and maybe they are at the most severe and most fragile moment. Yeah. So there will be a lot of unforgettable moments.
Okay. I'm sure there's different. Every patient is different. Every case is different. I'm sure there's a lot of stories that you do during transfers. Michael asks, what's the difference between private ambulance and government ambulance?
Well, private ambulance you need to pay. Government you don't need to pay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right.
I mean, the obvious.
Just like private and government hospital.
Yes.
Actually, it's the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
More details, you can call him after the show.
Prepare the credit card also.
Yes.
5 figures.
Five.
6 figures, but
5 credit cards.
5 credit cards.
Right.
Okay, I think where's the timekeeper? This, right? Okay, thank you. I think we are at the end of the show, and thank you so much to 2 doctors who have joined me tonight and to basically give a nice end to the show.
Look forward to season 2.
And this show would not have been possible without the support from the Choobub Creatives teams. It has been fantastic working with this team. And if anybody is looking for somebody to basically work on your videos, and I think this is a fantastic way to showcase who you are. And I believe that people wants to see the real the real people that's behind a company. I find it really a great way to basically demonstrate who you are as what you provide and things like that. So look up to get in touch with Dr. Eric.
Before that, you come and find Sharon first. Tell Sharon, I want to be part of your friends here. Can or not? Then she will put you in this chair.
Thank you for our final show. Well, we set out to do 6, so we are doing 6. But really, if anybody wants to experience this, it's fantastic experience. I've learned so much during this live show over the 6 weeks. And every week, just now we were just joking with the team and said every week is a different thing. Either a cable went off and the internet didn't work and things like it has been. But every time they will be able to find the solution. So fantastic team to work with. Thank you so much. And any final words from Dr. Loong first?
Well, thank you, Sharon, for the invitation, and thank you to the team. So,
I know what he's going to say. Okay, go ahead, say it.
Well, Sharon has urged me to say this. Okay. Although
No,
she's
I didn't.
shy lah.
Okay.
But,
Okay, that's Eric.
She really wants to do this, but she's tired lah. So, guys, please donate some energy to her and do encourage her. Send her some message. Sharon, do. Then make sure, give some words of encouragement because she needs it for the 2nd and 3rd season and the 4th season as well. So, who
This
knows,
is a
right?
trap. Creative at its best.
Yes. But nonetheless, Sharon has been very kind to us, allowing us to use her place. And this place has been wonderful. If you guys haven't checked it out, plenty of rooms here, plenty of event space here. You want to lepak here, chit-chat here, drink coffee here, and do your stuff here. Also can, aircon also provided, everything. Okay, all you need is drop Sharon a message. I'm sure you have a number. You don't have, then later behind the scene you text Sharon then you come here Then who knows, right? You may end up being on the show also.
And you will probably meet Eric also.
You'll probably see me hanging around here doing nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that he doesn't have a real job.
Down there only.
Well, thank you so much. And yes, just now I said that there's one common thing among the 3 of us, right? So we've got some answers. One says that, I think Poher said all 3 are entrepreneurs. Yes, I guess that's correct. There's one that says that all 3 got angin. That's actually the accurate answer. You understand what all 3 got angin?
Angin?
I don't understand.
Okay.
Why is that?
What is
Okay. We are all some part Hainanese.
Oh. Right.
Right? I'm Hainanese, you're Hainanese.
Yeah.
You are partial Hainanese.
True. Oh.
So that's the common factor.
Monggang.
Yes. Your father speaks Hainanese, right?
Yes, my father speaks Hainanese.
Vokai, Uncle Loong. Okay, thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.